Well, good afternoon, Dominic. It's your boy Narin. It's your boy Narin. A bright afternoon in Dominica, the nature island of the Caribbean. And we are here to interview a very special individual. And even before I get into the interview, I just want to acknowledge the folks who made this possible. That is my good friends, Kurt Magical Painting out of Atlanta. These are the guys that are doing fantastic work in the US. So whether you are in Texas, whether you're in Atlanta, Georgia, anywhere you are, you just call them. Kurt Magical Painting will do it for you. This afternoon I have a very special individual, and when you hear from him, you will understand why I am using that word, a very special individual. I have Mr. Shawn George.
Right.
That's correct?
That's correct.
So good afternoon, Shawn.
Good afternoon, Trendsetter. It's so nice to be on your show, the Narin Show.
All right,
and,
all right.
You know, I look forward to hearing that. I listen attentively to it, comment when I have to. So I look forward to being on the show today.
Okay, so Shawn, for the purpose of our viewers and the persons who are going to look at this when I broadcast it later on, could you just tell us your name?
Yes, my name is Shawn George. I'm 21 years old.
Oh, you're an adult?
I'm an adult.
Okay. And I mean, for those who don't know, Shawn is visually impaired. But Shawn, were you born that way?
Yes, I was born that way.
Oh, you were born that way, so you have never seen anything?
No, I don't know what it is to see light. I've never seen light. I've never seen anything before.
Okay. But you were a person who, with your disability, which was not an inability, you were able to go to high school?
Yeah, well, both elementary and high school.
Okay.
Both primary and secondary school.
All right. And I think you did reasonably well.
Reasonably well, yes.
So how was that experience for you, Shawn? Going to primary school and then secondary school with your limitations, your challenges, I would say.
Well, going to primary school was a bit of a challenge, because at first, when I was supposed to get to primary school, my aunt now had to make the arrangement for me to go to primary school, and the schools that she went to, they were not accepting children with disabilities.
Okay.
So, how I happened to get to there, where I went to Berean Christian Academy actually.
Okay.
That was primary school, and how I happened to get there, because one of my other blind friends, that's Loic Charles.
I know Loic.
Big up Loic one time.
Yes.
Loic went to that same school I went, and and somebody that knows Loic and knows my auntie very well told my auntie this is the number to call for me to go to Berean school. When my auntie called, the lady that was in charge, principal was in charge, her husband answered. Her husband said he's not in charge. So when the principal came back from holidays, principal spoke to my auntie. Then my principal came, interviewed me, and then I was accepted at Berean Christian Academy.
Okay.
And I stayed there until 2014. 2014 I was in grade 6, and then I sat the grade 6 national assessment.
Okay. Were there any special arrangements for you? Because I mean, you would not be able to do the exam like everybody else.
No, yes, there was special arrangement for me, because you know I had to do everything on the computer.
Okay.
There is this screen reader I use a screen reader.
Okay.
It talks to me, tells me what I do on the computer. If I touch any key on the keyboard, or basically navigate to the computer. So that had to be arranged. The work for the exam had to be arranged. The different had to be arranged.
Okay. So basically, for persons with similar conditions like you, technology allows for you not to be left out, basically.
Basically, that's right. Okay. That's correct.
So Shawn, I commend you. I mean, it's excellent that you could obtain primary education, secondary education, and I suspect at some point, when everything settles down, you may venture into tertiary education at the Dominica State College.
That's right.
Yes.
Once there is facilities, the correct facilities, for me to be able to do it, yes, I will.
Okay.
Because as I've always told people, even people that have similar, I also want to give a message to people who probably have similar conditions than me, right? That because they have that, they should not let down, they should not put themselves behind because of their disability.
Okay.
You know,
okay.
never put themselves down because of disability, because
They say disability is not inability.
right.
Okay.
And I've heard that saying before, that people who disable, or they do more things than a person who actually can see light, or who actually have all their senses. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So
okay.
I don't want people to let down their disability. Use that as
a discouragement.
As a discouragement.
All
to
right.
put down.
All right. But Shawn, and you attended, I believe, the Orion Academy.
Orion Academy, yes.
All right. All right. And then you did your CXC.
And I did my CXC.
All right. Okay.
But before that, at Orion, my experience at Orion Academy was great. I was able to manage very well, and I must say my teachers at Orion Academy, they helped me a lot.
Okay.
They saw me through, especially Miss Charles, that's Lady S.
Yes, Lady
And
S.
big up Shirley, one time.
All right. She will see that, and she will be very happy to see.
And also another teacher of mine, she was principal of Orion, but she retired same time with us last year. Her name is Elizabeth Madasetti as well.
Okay, okay.
Big up as well.
All right, you have them down, you have them locked down, boy.
So big up those two, and big up all my other teachers, and you know, who taught me at Orion, because they made sure they stayed until I reached fifth form.
Okay, okay.
They stayed until I reached fifth form, and I did my CXC.
Okay.
I started CXC. I did 6 subjects for CXC.
Okay.
And I was able to pass 4.
Okay.
4 of those subjects.
That's good. That's good.
As a matter of fact, last year I made headlines in the news as well.
All right.
It was me and another disabled from Cassie Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
And there was another disabled student from Cassie. I think he's deaf or whatever he is.
Okay.
But he and I also made headlines in his school, because he did 5 subjects and he passed 4. And I did 6 subjects and I passed 4 subjects. You know, for CXC.
So, Shawn, I want to just commend you on that. I also want to give a shout out to the teachers and the persons who have helped you along the way, and that would also include your parents. I believe
and
your father
parents, yes.
is Kurt and your mother is Nato. That's
yes.
persons I know
right.
from my village of Massac, because I'm from Massac.
Well, I'm from Massac as well.
Yes, you know.
I'm from Massac as well.
Yeah, so it's like a homeboys and Massac connection right now.
I'm from Massac myself.
All right.
Yes, yes.
But Shawn, I think there is a part of you that I want Dominica to know about, and that is your passion, your love for a particular type of music. You like other music, but there is one that is very dear to me.
And that is called Calipso.
And that is called what?
Calipso.
Calipso. So Shawn,
before that, as they would say, Kaiso in Creole.
Kaiso.
Right.
So Shawn, you have been a lover, a follower of Calypso. From since when can you recall following the art form?
Well, I've been following Calypso from since I was baby, actually.
Baby. Wow.
Since I was baby.
But what about the Calypso that you just love? What?
Well, with Calypso, I love the lyrical content, and the melody, the message. You know, Calypso, because Calypso, as you know, is social commentary. Whatever issues affecting, you know, Calypso is express it in song, and I just seem to enjoy the vibe, you know.
All right.
And I also love the way the producers in the studio, how they design some of the songs, how they make the beats.
How they make the beats.
Yeah.
All right.
Because I also wanted to know how do they get about doing that. You know, I think I asked you a question like that some time back about how do they design music at the studio.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I also like that as well.
All right. Well, I'm happy for that, Shawn. And maybe one day you will get a hands-on experience as to how the producer goes about making the music to the lyrics that we put together.
Yes.
Maybe one day you will get that experience. But Shawn, you have any favorite Calypsonian? Who are your Calypsonian? Who do you listen to? What songs can you remember of theirs?
Well, first of all, my number 1 favorite Calypsonian is King Dice. Big up King Dice one time.
Dice, look, your biggest fan right there.
Big up King Dice one time.
Yes.
I also want to send a big up to Webster Murray.
All right.
That's where the web from Calibishi.
Yes.
Big up Webster Murray. And Dice, I've been following Dice since he started Calypso. But since I did Calypso, my favorite songs of Dice back in the day was, and when he started, was Tarzan in the Jungle,
Okay.
Animal Farm,
All right.
Puppet Master.
Okay.
You know, I mean, there is so much to name.
Yes.
So much to name.
Yes.
And you know, that with those songs I mentioned, especially with Puppet Master and Animal Farm, these are songs he not only win crown with, but he also won road match.
So you have your history on lockdown. How are you able to retain all that information? Because I mean, something I probably should just say is I was reintroduced to you because I knew you or I knew of you from Massacre.
Right.
But then for some reason I got mixing up you and another brother of yours who had passed away.
Right.
So it was a particular Christmas season when Daryl Bob, your good friend.
No, it was a graduation party.
It was a graduation party, all right. Thanks for the correction. That Daryl Bob told me there is this young man who is so in love with Calypso, and he is inviting the executive to come and share with his celebrations for his graduation.
Yes.
And it was late, you know, and I told my girlfriend, you know, we must stop. And only to find out it is you that I know so well. I know your mother, I know your father, and from there we just kept in contact.
And you know my uncle as well.
I know your uncle Kel, you know, and we just kept in contact. And I mean, I would share the Calypsos with you, and we just, you know, and I mean, you even went to the Calypso finals last year.
Yes.
You know.
Yes.
But any other Calypso you can recall?
Yes. Well, another Calypso I listen to, JD. Well, I've met him as yet, but big up JD.
Okay.
Big
That's
up
the
JD.
king.
Yeah, big up JD one time.
All right.
And Tasha P, big up Tasha P one time. I met Tasha P sometime last year, but I never got the chance to interact with her of her music with her Calypsos. But one of my favorite songs from Tasha P when she just started singing Calypso was He's a Boy.
He's a Boy.
That's 2010.
Wow.
2010.
Wow. You remember the year?
2010. That was her first song in Calypso.
Okay.
JD, I follow JD as well. I think JD started Calypso in 2014, right? 2014 he started, yes. 2014.
Okay, I'm not too sure of the exact date
I think it's 2014. I can't remember what. I think his song was Chinaman Walk or whatever his song was. I forget what it was.
It's one of them. JD will correct us at some point.
JD will correct us at some time. But who knows? I may be right. Who knows?
You may be right. Because you have your information on lock. You have your information on lock.
Webster Murray, you know, I follow him quite a while. Back 2005, Web came up with a big hit. It was Silent Plea of an Unborn Child.
Okay.
I think that was written by Tim Gira.
Yes. That is very correct.
By Tim Gira, and that was one of my favorite songs of all time.
All right.
I remember I sang, and the song contains 4 verses.
Okay.
And I remember once I sang these 4 verses at school.
Wow.
And my teachers and my students, they were proud.
Okay.
But I knew Web. I think in 2013. I don't know in 2013. We never interact until now. Since you gave me his contact, we interacting now. But I met him in 2013 at a ceremony. It was DAPD was having a ceremony, and I was part of the ceremony. And then I had to recite a scripture from the Bible, because back then I was going to primary school, and they were doing the memory verses in the Bible. You had to memorize it, right?
Yes.
So I was doing John chapter 3, and we was doing 17 verses. Well, the class I was in, we were doing 17 verses, and I recited all 17 verses, right?
Wow.
And I remember Webster Murray, he was the MC for that show, that particular show, and he said, if any one of you guys can see that all by yourself tonight, all you guys in $100 tonight.
And you won that?
And no, after I finished said that, he could not.
He put it up after. Okay,
he could not believe that
you could have memorized
all these verses.
And I think that is something they said that is said when probably you may have lost one of your senses, the others get a bit stronger. I'm not sure if that is true.
Well, that is true.
Maybe you will hear better, you will retain better, you will smell better.
That is true.
All right.
And before I also want to pick up, well, my partner Bob as it was, Bob.
Right.
Pick up Bob.
We call him the People's King.
The People's King. I've been following Bob as a young person myself. One of my favorite songs of Bob, I think he sang it in 2004, was Change Must Come.
Okay.
And he also sang a song in 2005 titled Heroes.
Okay.
And he sang a number of songs, which I've liked as well.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't know if you also follow well. Some of the Calypso, they don't sing. Some of them, they don't sing Calypso again. But
tell us some of the guys that you recall that probably not singing
I don't sing
right
Calypso.
now.
I remember back in the Scratchy.
Okay.
Remember Scratchy?
Calypso for me.
Yeah, Calypso for me. Trinidad, I was sending a big up to him. I don't know if you get in contact with him, but anyway.
All right.
Big him up.
I haven't seen Scratchy in a long while.
Big him
I
up.
think he's out of state.
Okay. And I don't know if you also follow or talk to Rohi. Rohi sang from Serenade Band. Rohi, I think Rohi St. Martin, I think. But he also sang Calypso as well. In 2004, he had a song, I Looking for Osama in 2004.
Roy
Roy had a song I can for some, but the person I know referring to as Alex Bruno. But he had a song Osama Say.
Oh, okay.
Osama
okay.
Say.
You have your history.
And that song actually came out in 2002.
Okay.
In fact, he was the road match Monarch that year.
You hear history? So we have a historian right there.
He was the Monarch. Now Roy sang a song in 2004 looking for Osama, and I think he had about They Don't Love the Country. That is the songs I remember.
Okay.
I remember. I also know about Buple as well, but may he so rest in peace.
Yes,
You know, Buple
died,
passed away
a few years ago.
2016.
Yes.
4 years ago.
After he sang that song,
After Dominica, right.
Right.
And I used to follow Buple as well. One of my favorite songs of Buple, which is probably the most favorite, is Pirates of the Caribbean.
They Lon the Rain.
They Lon the Rain.
They Lon the
And
Rain.
another history again with that song. He and Dice were tied that year for road match.
Okay.
That was 2006.
So Dominica, I mean, that is a memory bank. That is a man that is blessed with an ability to retain stuff, and I commend you. Some of this information, I mean, I am involved in the Calypso vibes, and I don't have it as sharp as you have it.
So I want to pick up the president of the association, Observer.
Okay.
I've met him as yet, but I guess I will.
Observer, you need to come and meet the young man.
I want to pick up Observer because I've been following Observer as well. My favorite song of Observer, you know, he won the crown twice. I think 2002. He had those two popular songs, For Love of Country and Give Me Back My Vote.
Yes, that is so correct. That is
and
right.
In 2003, when Dice came out with Tarzan in the Jungle, and I think he had his other song that he was Check Your Politician.
Okay.
That was Dice song, but
that was Dice.
That was Dice song, and Dice was supposed to have won the crown.
You think so?
That year.
But the judge's decision is final.
But the judge's is final,
That's right.
and I respect the judge's decision.
Yes.
But Observer ended up winning the crown with his big hit, Never Give Up.
Okay. But you know the Calypsonian. Do you know the commentators? Because you would be listening on the radio.
Right.
Because I don't think you would be actually coming to the stadium.
No.
You'd be listening to
on
the radio.
On the radio.
Do you know some of these commentators? Any one of them? Do you recall their names?
Yes. Ozzy Lewis is one of
the Wizard of Oz.
Yes. Ozzy Lewis. Who else? Carly. Carly John Baptist. And then you have others like Matt, big up Matt one time, because I know Matt very well.
Okay.
Big up Matt one time. And I also want to big up DJ Slim.
Okay.
Because he's my partner as well. I've met him in person as yet.
Yeah, that's a bad DJ. I believe he and another guy, they call themselves the Unstoppable DJs, DJ Shaq and DJ Slim.
But
they have their duo.
I want to big up DJ Slim.
Alright, he's on Q95.
On Q95, yes.
Alright.
As well as my good friend Matt Kelsey, and to big up Matt as well. You know?
So you know we have persons with similar challenges like you in the Calypso art form.
Right.
We have the mighty Omi.
Right.
So you think that persons with that blindness or whatever other issue, maybe it could be handicap, should be taking part in this competition?
I think so.
Okay.
Because you see, disability is one thing, but I think personally, if you really put your mind to doing something, then nothing should stop you, unless but nothing should stop you. Once you put your mind to really doing it, and you have the accessibility to do it. Once you put your mind, you should just go for it.
Okay.
Because, and I want to pick up my Tiomi as well, because I probably met my Tiomi, but I don't think I remembered him. But I would like to meet him again someday.
Okay.
But I think I probably met him because when we were playing cricket at DAPD, that was way back when I was smaller. He was on there as well.
Okay.
But probably I've met him and I don't remember him, you know.
Okay.
But I want to pick up my Tiomi, and and you see, and my favorite song of Mighty Yomi, I like his songs, Calypso's, but in 2014, when he started singing Calypso, remember he had this big hit, Murderer, and that was my favorite.
You do that?
Look How You Rape, I Kill You. That was my favorite. In fact, he and Walks Up was tied for road match.
Wow.
Because that year, Walks Up had the song, Tiggly Tiggly Max Poof, my tomato burst poof, my tomato burst poof.
Nice.
So you see, a lot of these things I remember.
You remember. That is amazing,
And
Shawn.
there's
That
a lot of
is
Calypsonians I can call that probably not sing Calypso still. So I'm not sure if you do meet them. I remember Duchess. I don't know if you...
Yes, I know Duchess. She
Right.
was in the Junior Monarch.
Right.
And then she came to the big arena.
And in 2004, my favorite song was Permission to Wine Mama.
Okay.
That was my favorite song of Duchess back then.
Yes. I remember Duchess. She's still there. She's not taking part in the
Calypso,
you know.
And another, you see, I can call so many names, but I guess we don't have time to call all those names.
Yes.
But one more person I'll give a shout out to is Diva Nayoka.
Okay.
I have met her in person as well.
She had the song Montego Bay.
Montego Bay, 2004.
Yes.
So it's a lot.
Recently, I believe the last year or this year was it?
Yes.
She sang at the
Stardom 10, right? I also listened, and I think she did pretty well.
She did well for a person that have
been in Calypso for quite a long time.
Okay.
She did pretty well.
But Shawn, so you love Calypso. Any other music you would have loved growing up? Well, I mean, you're still young, but any other genre of music?
Well, I used to like Buyo back in the day.
You say you used to. You don't like Buyo anymore?
I don't really listen to the new songs now, because to me the new songs you don't really get any message get any message out of it. So I don't.
So are you saying the new era of Buyo, it's not as what I knew back in the day. In the time of people like Ra and Cornell and First Serenade Band.
Right. It's not that type. But
it could be argued Buyo has evolved, and I mean.
No, it has evolved. I would agree on that, and it has evolved. It has evolved.
So much so you find even persons from Trinidad using our Buyo.
Yes.
And make mega hits.
Yes. Like Marsha Montano and his guys.
So what would be your advice to the young Buyo artists that are there now? Because you said they are not making the songs. What would you advise them now?
Well,
the current Buyo
I would
artists?
advise that try to make lyrics that you get a message. You want to listen to it.
Okay.
I mean I know everybody wants to listen to Buyo because they like the beats and everything. But try to make lyrics that you can feel the vibes.
And you can feel the vibe next year, 2 years down the line, and what have you.
And I also wish that sometime WCK could come back, because WCK have been off for a while. I wish WCK could come back. The guys should really come back together.
Put them, if they maybe have differences, put it aside and try it
and come back. And I want to big up people. I want to big up guys like Nai and Ra. Well, I met Ra for my first time last year.
Okay.
And we haven't gotten a chance to interact that much, but I'm to big up Ra and Nai and Skinny Bant and Shadow Flow. Yes, Shadow Flow.
Who is singing Calypso as well.
Yes. My favorite of him was Romani Party. Come for Roman Party. Big up Shadow Flow one time. I want to big up those people. But I have to say though, I want to big up Signal Band, because Signal Band, they've been making some songs that when you listen to them, you feel the vibes, and they don't only make Buyo songs as well. They make some nice groovy songs.
Or I would say groovy Buyo.
Right, where you feel the vibes in it. Okay. Big up Shelly. I think Shelly was also a Calypsonian once. That's Professor, right? Professor. I think in 2016 he had a song, We Have Bad Luck with Houses.
Yes, and even 2015, I believe he had this song.
God of Calypso Kingdom.
Right. That
so
was his first year in the big arena.
In the big arena.
Yeah.
So I want to big up. But he also sang in Junior Monarch as well, right?
Yes. He may have won the crown 3 or 4 times.
In Junior Monarch, yeah.
With songs written for him by Ian Jackson.
Right. So big up Shelly from Signal Band.
Okay.
And the other Signal Band people,
All right. So Shawn, it's just a little quick chit chat. I mean, it's a while we had this being spoken about to actually come out and get it done. But circumstances didn't allow it to happen. But they say good thing comes to those who wait. Yeah. And I'm very happy that you allowed me to visit your home so we could just have this little chit chat, you know.
No problem.
As we close, you know, I don't know if there's anybody out there you just want to say hello to, and you know.
Well, as I said, big up, you know, big up my teachers from Warren Academy who taught me. Big up my friends, Loic, Charles, and my Calypsonian friends I listen to, Calypsonian friends I listen to, and Dice as usual. And another thing I forgot to say about Dice, before we leave, is that Dice was also with CK at one time. Dice sang Bouillon.
Yes.
I remember the popular hit in 2000, Me a ghetto man, them proper.
Alright.
People never say never. That was one of my favorite, and Dice was part of it as well. So
yes,
so
Dice Skinny Nai.
Dice Skinny Nai, yes. So I want to big up these people, you know.
Yeah, man.
And I just want to send a message out there to everybody that whether you have a disability is not an inability, and never let your disability put you behind.
Alright.
Never do that. If there is an opportunity you feel you're interested in, once you make up your mind that you want to do it, you go for it.
Right. So Dominica, you have heard it from the young man. Shawn George is visually challenged but not limited. He is retaining stuff that I myself cannot even retain. So Shawn, I thank you very much for the opportunity. As we said, today's interview from the Narin Show is brought here for the kind compliments, I would say, of Kurt Magical Painting. That is some gentleman from Massac who has gone to Atlanta and are doing wonderful works in terms of painting persons' houses and what have you. So thank you very much, Kurt Troy Gregory, for doing what you are doing and what you will do at some point for my good friend Shawn George. So Shawn, and in terms of Calipso, this is a man that is entitled to enter every Calipso show free of charge. His love for the art form.
And just before you close the interview, and I want to big up some of the producers as well. But I've met them as yet. But you know, guys like Cornell, Philip.
Okay.
I mean, who knows? Who knows? They might probably offer to show me how do they get their music together, because that's something I'm interested in, learning how the recording studio works.
So producers.
So I want to big up. I want to big up guys like Cornell, Philip, Dada Lawrence, Fred Nicholas, those guys that produce Calypsos, Peter Lita, those guys in different bands.
And we also have people like Lyndon Lestrade.
Right.
We also have other producers.
Like Jerry Lloyd, I think.
Right.
Jerry
you have
Lloyd.
the wizard Cecil, you know, who does a lot of booyah work. Not much Calypso, but a lot of booyah
work. Right.
But you know, so as I was saying, Shawn, as far as I'm concerned, you should be an honorary member of any Calypso event, and as long as I remain on the executive, I mean, every finals we would at least look to see how we can accommodate you. And I think executives to come, this is somebody I think you should always look out to. Encourage him, continue to encourage him to love the art form, because you will find a lot of time young persons they're not into Calypso. This is a difference right here. And he's basically saying that Calypso is ours, and whether you're young or old, you should embrace it. So Shawn, thank you very much, and we'll do it again. I mean, the Narin Show is a show that is going to evolve and move on. Thank you very much. Big up my cameraman, that's my son. One time he's doing a fantastic job, and let me just say thank you, Shawn. One love, big up yourself, Shawn.
Yeah, man.
Yes, I.